here we are. We are at the Abi Lyle evening demo at Gransha, and I have the pleasure of being joined by Adrienne. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Looking forward to the evening.
Looks like there's going to be a good crowd here. 27 people here.
Hopefully, I hope everybody turns up.
I like that they're all coming up with dinners now.
Yes.
Really hungry, can't wait to have dinner.
I know.
Imagine coming up and you get dinner too. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Who I am? I'm usually known as Kirsty or Courtney's mother, or Grace's granny. Yeah, I've been here now 40 years, next February.
Amazing.
Came here when Kirsty was a year old.
Wow.
It was a tumble-down farm, no outbuildings, Nissen huts, and a house full of rats.
Sounds like something an equestrian would move into and say, I can do something on this. But I mean, what an amazing thing you've done.
Yeah.
Tell us, when you're moving in, you're there, family started. What's the vision for the place then?
Well, for me, I had a very small riding school at Ballymaccormack prior to that, and I had started the riding school at Longhurst as well, up in Belfast. And we lived, when I got married, lived out in Grey Abbey, and it was too far out, really.
Yeah, okay.
In those days, it was too far away to be commercial.
Yeah.
So this place, I'd always driven past it and thought, gosh, that would be ideal.
I could do something with that.
Lo and behold, it came up for sale, and went for it.
How do you feel now, years on, looking at what you've built, what you've created? I mean, you have Ireland's only dressage rider at the Olympics here tonight doing a demo.
How do I feel about it?
Here.
There's some days I feel like running as fast as I can. Other days, yes, I'm very proud really of what has come out of it all. And actually, you know, when I meet people who are no longer in horses or grannies now, and they say, I remember riding Sambo at your riding school, and now my grandchildren are riding at your riding school, and you know,
there must be some amount of legacy and memories that when you hear that kind of thing, and your people going back generations to know that they were here and that this was part of their equestrian life.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It does make me proud.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But some of the funny stories, you know, some of the children actually that have come up through the yard and are now, you know, they are adults, grannies, even some of them as well.
What has been your proudest moment when you think about the journey so far? What has probably been some moments that stood out for you, or your proudest moment here so far?
Here?
Yeah.
Phew, that's a big one.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. Well, that is a difficult one because I've watched my own children and now watching the grandchildren.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's probably makes me the proudest.
I love that.
Or my own proudest was winning. It's only a coloured class in Dublin, but with a horse I went down as a complete outsider, not a professional show rider, went for a day's crack and came home with a big cup.
And to win in Dublin.
And Paul Nolan, when we did the parade around the main arena, Paul Nolan had heard me saying something about being the proudest granny in Dublin, and of course he repeated that all over Dublin, which was, and that's because I produced a horse that was very easy to ride, very straightforward, and that's what, to me, the sport is about.
I love that.
Is having just animals that are well produced. They don't have to be absolute superstars.
So people who are going to try and do what you've done, what are the key things to get right? Because you always have different opinions and perspectives, but are there key things to get right or pitfalls to watch out for? Because I think there's education. Somebody's built something like you've built, from having rats in the house and from what you said here, not having outstables, etc., to building it into this, to having an event like this here. It's absolutely amazing, and I think there's probably guidance or advice or insight you could probably give into that.
Go with your instinct. I've been trying to be pushed to go down the show jumping route and run SJI competitions and run this and run that. That's just not what we do.
Yeah.
We have done it occasionally and they've worked fine, but it's what is in my heart that I can do well instead of doing what somebody else wants me to do. I just have, I suppose, over the years, I've established a gut feeling for what will work here.
I think it's one of the single most important things as a business owner. Go with your gut.
Because
at least you can live with that.
Yeah.
If you go with your gut and you get it wrong, it's your decision and you made that decision and etc. But if you go the other way and you do what somebody else wants you to do and then it goes wrong,
Yeah.
That feeling haunts you, doesn't it?
There's also the one big thing when I'm running shows, and we run quite a lot of shows here, is the committee.
Okay, yeah.
It's a committee of one.
Yeah.
And I'm it. And the buck stops with me, you know. So
that's where it should be. I was at a show recently. I walked into them and shows since we don't do that. I arrived into the show. I was there 5 minutes and told the person who got me to the show where I was at the show, "But don't go there. That's run by 2 different committees." And I went, "So I'm at one show and there's 2 different committees, and I'm not allowed to go out to one part." And gone, "It's better committee by one."
Yes.
We have committee by 3 in Equitas.
Yes.
Me, Sarah, and Merle, we make the decisions, and that's the way it goes. And you can live and die by the sword. Then.
Yeah, I know. No, well, that's really
And what about up and coming events you have on here then, and I'll leave you go. I know you want to get food. And
well, my biggest up and coming event is next Saturday.
Okay, tell us a little bit about it.
I'm jumping out of an aeroplane.
Oh, okay, wow.
For their ambulance NI.
Air Ambulance Northern Ireland charity.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So that's been our big push since June,
Well,
really.
check the stories. We're going to put a link on this because this will come out tonight or it'll come out tomorrow with editing after Carly. Check the stories. I'm guessing there's someone they can donate.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll be able to click the link and donate and support. Yeah, awesome. Tell us a little bit about that and why it's important, Joe.
Well, for people in this peninsula anyway, when you get to the bottom of the Ards Peninsula, if you need an ambulance, and if you need it urgently, you could still be waiting 6 or 7 hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, you know, a lot of them have been very, very supportive of this charity because they know, but the charity runs, obviously NHS pay the doctors, but the ambulance maintenance and all that sort of stuff is done by charity.
Okay.
And it's £6,800 per day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, per day. So they need that serious amount of money.
That is a big event, so.
Raymond Brady and myself decided at Balmoral show that, well, Raymond was being coaxed into doing it. Raymond's a commentator in the middle of the arena. I'm in the middle of the ring course building. So he was being a bit, and I stepped up and said, "Raymond, I'll do it if you do it." And then somebody came in and gave us money and said, "No, you have to do it."
Oh, I love that.
So that was that. We had to crack on. But we've done, we did a cycle around the peninsula last Monday.
Yeah.
And that raised 4,700. And I think at the moment we're at about 14,000. So it'd be lovely to get up to that 20,000 mark.
I was just going to say, is that the goal? Get the 20?
But there's been a couple of accidents, you know, since I started this.
Yeah.
And if the air ambulance hadn't been there so quickly,
people have been in trouble.
Yeah.
You may not be here.
Really bad.
That's incredible.
So, yeah.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for coming to chat with us.
Not at all.
I'm
Pleasure.
really excited for your event and congrats on all the amazing work you've done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure.